12. The Nightbeat starts right now.
New on the Nightbeat, some Father's Day plans went down the drain today. Several popular businesses at the Rim having to tell their customers there was a water main break. The video behind us taken by Oscar Carrero.
Yeah, those businesses said the break caused the water to flood a parking lot, causing a small stream down the street. The Santikos Palladium closed temporarily. Now, officials with Santikos Entertainment initially posting on social media to let moviegoers know all shows were canceled. But around 6 this evening, they later updated saying Santikos Palladium was reopening and all shows at 8 p.m. or later will go on as scheduled. Now, the Post added the theater is only offering concessions. The bar and restaurant are closed.
And that's what customers with Father's Day plans at Brazil Brazilian Steakhouse were forced to deal with. According to their Facebook post, they had to close their doors for the rest of the day. Management offering its apologies and stressing the water main break left the restaurant without any water. KSAT has reached out to SAWS for confirmation and details. We'll let you know when they get back to us.
The triple-digit days have just started and the hotter temperatures already making an impact.
Yeah, very dangerous temperatures, and summer hasn't even officially started. That won't happen until Wednesday. Mia, we set a record on Friday, and today's officially the hottest day of this year so far.
Yep, that is exactly what we have been dealing with over the past several days, the heat and the humidity. Friday, we set a record for the hottest heat index value on record here in San Antonio. Again, what it feels like to your body with that heat index value of 115. Friday afternoon, we were 1 degree shy of the actual record high in terms of air temperatures this afternoon. The record 104 that was set back in 2011. But check this out. We were able to climb up to 103 degrees over at SA International this afternoon. But of course, when you factored in all of the humidity, it felt a whole lot hotter than that. Now, as we look ahead to the upcoming work week, more heat is in store, unfortunately. More opportunities to reach up into the triple digits once again as early as tomorrow, feeling even hotter with the moisture in place. Not much in terms of notable rain chances, but like this evening, I think tomorrow evening across the hill country and northwest of San Antonio, we may need to monitor for another isolated strong storm. Now, speaking of which, all of that activity has fizzled out across south central Texas, but we did see a ton of mammatus clouds that were filtering across the San Antonio sky earlier this evening. After those storms fizzled, we're going to show you some of those awesome KSAT Connect photos coming up in just a few, guys.
Those were gorgeous. You got to check those out. Well, here's a good way to beat the heat. Heading to the swimming pool. San Antonio's 23 outdoor pools are officially open for summer. All 23 pools are open 6 days a week, and the best part, it's free. Also new for this year, some pools will be open earlier than usual. For a full list of locations and their hours, just click on this article on our website at ksat.com. Tonight, Governor Greg Abbott has vetoed a bill that would have increased the criminal penalties for dog owners after a dog is deemed dangerous. House Bill 4759, also known as the Ramon Najera Act, made it through the House and Senate and was sent to Abbott's desk last month. It was written by San Antonio area lawmakers following the death of Najera in February. The 81-year-old was attacked by a pack of dogs that were previously deemed dangerous. The act would have allowed for anonymous reporting to animal care services and would have made it easier for ACS to remove dangerous dogs. Abbott had until midnight tonight to veto bills on his desk. As of now, he has vetoed 76 bills.
A woman is in the hospital after San Antonio police say her boyfriend shot her. It happened near the Super 8 motel on I-10 and Casabella Street. Police say a 20-year-old woman and her boyfriend were arguing. Now, at some point during that fight, they say the boyfriend shot her and went into another motel across the street for help. Police came and arrested the boyfriend, but were unable to find the weapon used.
San Antonio police say they arrested a possible road rage suspect after he called 911 saying he'd been involved in a shooting. Officers say the incident happened last night. They were called out to the 8300 block of Bandera Road and found a 36-year-old man with a gunshot wound to the shoulder. The victim told police he got into a road rage incident with the man who fired several shots at his vehicle. While still at the scene, officers say the suspect called police to report his part in a shooting. Detectives say the suspect, identified as Darwin Gomez, was taken to police headquarters. We're told through their investigation, they arrested and booked Gomez for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
A San Antonio man is facing charges after police say a family argument turned violent. SAPD charged Matthew Lavario with aggravated assault after Lavario's father said his own son swung at him with a machete. Now, the victim says it all happened after the pair got into an argument. Police say after Lavario cut his father, he locked himself inside of the home, but eventually came out and was taken into custody without further incident. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says a 25-year-old unleashed his anger on a 5-month-old baby. Now they want your help to help find him. Sheriff Javier Salazar says Corey Berry repeatedly abused the baby boy. On Friday, Salazar says the child's mother, Jada Rogers, rushed the baby to the hospital after he developed a fever and was lethargic. Soon after, deputies were called in and told the baby had multiple fractures, bite marks on his face, and bruises. Salazar says Rogers was questioned and gave deputies false information to steer them away from looking to Berry. Deputies learned the baby had been in Berry's care for several weeks.
Whether this abuse occurred all in one episode or over the course of this whole baby's life, this baby's whole short life, there's just no excuse for it. And again, we want to get this monster into custody sooner rather than later.
Rogers was arrested Friday and charged with serious bodily injury to a child through omission. Berry is on the run. The sheriff's office is asking anyone with any information on Berry's whereabouts to call that number you see right there on your screen, 210-335-6000. Experts agree youth mental health has become a crisis nationwide and here locally. A survey through Metro Health shows at least 1 in 5 teenagers in San Antonio say they're struggling with mental health.
It's a big number. That's why professionals across the city are offering new classes for teenagers and youth, empowering them and improving their communication skills. A local mom told the Night Team's Camelia Juarez her children have begun opening up to her after taking these classes.
When the pandemic came, I noticed that emotionally they were held back.
LaToya Morgan says her 2 children became closed off and consumed by screen time after the COVID-19 pandemic. That's why she enrolled them in the Bridges to Care program through the National Alliance on Mental Illness, or NAMI. Mental health specialists bring these classes to nearly 80 faith-based congregations around San Antonio. Morgan says her kids started opening up after the classes.
But now it's more like, okay, well, this is what's going on at school. This is what's going on with my friends. Like, it's just more conversation is being had since she's been helping with us all together with the expressing themselves.
The classes teach mindfulness, boundaries, and elevating communication in relationships. Donna Acosta with NAMI says these lessons give teenagers a lifelong tool belt.
It is about empowering our youth with knowing the language and how to talk about what's going on for themselves and how to identify those trusted adults to be able to reach out to and help them, support them.
Parents are kept in the loop about lessons. Morgan says she's learning along with her children.
It just seems like they're able to learn now how to express, because even as adults, we don't know how to express ourselves sometimes.
And this month, teenagers are learning about healthy relationships. If you're interested in learning more about Bridges to Care, we have that information on our website. Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Camelia. Where the summer season is only just starting to heat up and harvesting is underway for many farmers across Texas.
But many are losing their livelihoods to the drought. The Nightbeat's Avery Everett is showing us how local farmers are growing sustainably into their business and their foods as well.
This is all kale.
Farm to table isn't so far for local Sprout.
So I used to actually deliver this on the bus.
Mitch Hagney grows his kale in downtown San Antonio, all in a repurposed shipping container.
We have done a lot of different experimentation.
He uses hydroponic gardening, which means growing plants without any soil.
We were looking for no pesticides, no herbicides, and really conservative with water.
Known for its sustainability, even through the Texas summer.
It's harder to grow crops in really serious high temperatures.
When you first walk into one of these hydroponic facilities, you may think it just looks like any other factory. But then you walk over to a different wall and you can see hundreds of plants growing in just one space.
Endives, We have our red romaine.
Across town, Drew Steens is also farming sustainably.
And within 2 weeks, we'll be harvesting again.
Growing lettuce out of his wall's lining.
You would be lucky to get a percentage of that crop outdoors right now in this type of environment.
After years of drought in Texas and a decrease in 10,000 farms across the country, Steens says this is the future of farming.
Not everybody is able to sustain the back-to-back years of drought and high heat.
And Hagney says it's also the future of fresher food.
Our kale is a lot more tender and less bitter because of the lighting and the controlled temperature.
This farm may look a little different, but it's still serving fresh food across San Antonio. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Still to come on the Nightbeat, watch your back. After a string of robberies in Texas, it finally happened here in San Antonio. What to know before you go to get cash out of an ATM. Plus, a massive recall. Thousands of pounds of food and popular furniture deemed dangerous this week. We tell you what's in the food and why using the chairs and couches could result in disaster.
Plus, extending their reach, one of San Antonio's oldest news outlets reflects on decades of telling stories that would otherwise go unnoticed.
Well, Texas has now joined 20 other states that have signed the Crown Act into law, and women in San Antonio are reacting to the news. The Crown Act prohibits discrimination based on natural hairstyles, such as locks, afros, and braids. People with these hairstyles, especially in the Black community where they're a part of their cultural identity, don't have to worry about being treated differently when applying for jobs, for example. Many San Antonio hairstylists are happy about the change. Brittany Grant, for one, was worried for one of her young clients when he shared his anxiety about getting a corporate job after college. This is what he told her one day.
In a new job up north in Dallas, and it's a corporate job, and they haven't seen my hair, and I'm kind of nervous. I don't really know how I should have it, but I don't want to cut my locks.
Austin was the first city in Texas to approve the Crown Act last year in June. It will go into effect statewide on September 1st. Well, historically, even the smallest newspapers have been considered the voice of the African American community. There have been several on the east side over the years, but there's a free weekly out every Wednesday that is still around.
Yeah, along with events and accomplishments, our Jesse Degollado says the San Antonio Observer also has a harder news edge of interest to readers throughout our city.
The front page cover stories grab your attention. Just exactly what the San Antonio Observer wants.
You're not going to be heard unless you're loud in some way, shape, or form.
Imagery is the hook, says its editor and publisher Stephanie Zarello and her husband Wasim Ali. His father, the late Hussein Ali, started the San Antonio Observer in his garage nearly 30 years ago. But unlike other East Side community newspapers,
nobody was really talking about politics.
The San Antonio Observer took on politics and controversy with headlines like, "I'm scared," after a rash of police shootings on the East Side back then.
Did he face any backlash as a result?
Oh my God, yeah.
A little setback, it's like a slingshot. We get set back, but we'll get shot forward at some time. We just have to be patient.
One of their regular columnists, historian Mario Salas, says after all, they owe it to their readers.
Black media creates a network of people that want to know what's going on but may not pick it up anywhere else but that newspaper.
I think that they know the Observer still has their back. If nobody else will, let me call the Observer.
Yet long before the Observer was first published in 1995.
This bus bench still says register in stylized letters, the predecessor of the San Antonio Observer.
The Alis bought the San Antonio Register, first published in 1931, but no longer in circulation. Much of the focus now, the online version of the San Antonio Observer, extending its reach beyond the East Side community.
You know, it's designed to open everybody's minds, to give you a different perspective.
Jesse Degollado, KSAT 12 News.
All right, let's look ahead now to some city closures tomorrow in honor of the Juneteenth holiday. That list includes all city libraries, the municipal court, and all Metro Health clinics and offices. Some services will remain open, though. Animal care services will be available, and you can also visit all city parks and trails.
But when you do, drink lots of water, spray your sunscreen. Yeah, Mia, it was hot out there today, hot out there tomorrow. But some cool cloud pictures we got today?
Yes, the silver lining.
The silver lining. I like the glass half full kind of optimism that we had there. Yeah, so the heat and humidity, that's going to continue, right? As we head into the upcoming work week. Who's surprised at this point? And we'll get into all of the toasty details in just a few. But first, take a look at these KSAT Connect photos. As promised, we're going to show them to you because, yes, earlier this evening, we actually found a few severe thunderstorms. They were able to break open the lid and the cap on the atmosphere and really just blossom into these strong thunderstorms. Well, after they weakened, we saw some mammatus clouds float across portions of San Antonio. Look at that one, too. It happened around sunset as well. So it just looked really pretty with all of the sunset colors, too. And yes, they kind of look like little cotton balls in the sky. Now, these are formed from pockets of sinking air associated with the cumulonimbus or a thunderstorm cloud. And in tonight's case, yes, they formed from what was left of the Hill Country's storm clouds after they weakened. And speaking of which, we did see some hail fall, especially in the Kerrville area. This was a little bit larger than a quarter size, and even this was just to the west, I believe, of Kerrville, closer to Hunt. And we even saw some hailstones that were closer to an egg size as well. So we don't like the severe weather. Some folks did get a little bit of rain up that way, which was needed, but thankfully all of that has now fizzled out and we are quiet across south central Texas. And I think into tomorrow, most of the day is going to be quiet as well, but into tomorrow evening, much like today, it's a conditional chance, but we could see another isolated strong storm across the Hill Country again. So we're going to keep eyes on that. Okay, let's talk temperatures because, yes, it was incredibly hot out there. Earlier this afternoon, we had a daytime high of 103, which is the hottest air temperature so far this year. 105 in Pleasanton. Check out Del Rio. They actually broke a record today, 111 degrees. And of course, when you factor in all of the moisture, it felt even hotter than that. Dew points, how we measure all of that moisture, still in the 70s for a good portion of the area. So check this out. Actual air temperatures right now, still in the low 90s in spots here in San Antonio, but these yellow numbers, those are the feels like temperatures. So it still feels like the triple digits here in Bexar County, up into Bulverde, Canyon Lake, even stretching over to New Braunfels. Another hot and muggy night across the area as well. And again, that heat and for the most part, the humidity is still going to stick with us as we head into the upcoming week. We're going to start off tomorrow pretty similar to how we started off today. Temperatures only dipping down into the upper 70s, maybe a few low 80s, with once again a few morning clouds. And then as we advance this on in time through the lunchtime hour, we see more sunshine take back over, temperatures climbing into the low 90s, feeling like the triple digits already. And I think it is possible that once again we see those temperatures climb into the triple digits, maybe even a degree hotter tomorrow compared to what we saw out there this afternoon. We've got a forecast high pointed around 104 here in town, 101 in Canyon Lake, 106 in Sabinal, 103 in Los Maples, and 102 up there in Comfort. But yes, the humidity is still there, so much like what we saw this weekend, those heat index values could once again top off in the range of about 110 to 115 degrees at times. So please be careful out there in the heat. Definitely make sure that you are staying hydrated. And like we mentioned earlier, again, most of the day is quiet. You can see that here on your Futurecast. But as we head into tomorrow evening, some storms could develop across portions of the Big Country, the Hill Country, and start to work their way farther southward. So by to just after dinner time, yet again, we will need to monitor areas northwest of San Antonio for an isolated strong storm. That would be similar to what we saw earlier today, with some instances of hail and some gusty winds certainly possible. Again, mainly northwest of town. And then after that, it's not a great 7-day forecast. More opportunities for triple digits in the works. Summer solstice on Wednesday, definitely feeling like it. So again, just be extra careful out there in this heat, guys.
Lots and lots of water. Thanks, Mia.
Thanks so much. An instant replay preview after the break. Well, TCU baseball faced elimination at the College World Series, and Victor Wembanyama is coming to America for the NBA draft. For a preview of what's on instant replay tonight, let's check in with Larry Ramirez. It feels like we've been waiting so long.
Absolutely. And Courtney, Spurs fans are super excited because the day is closing in, right? And the NBA draft goes down this Thursday night in Brooklyn. You can watch it live right here on KSAT 12 coming up tonight on instant replay.
Lobbing inside for Wemby in the reverse alley-oop.
Now that his French LNB Pro A career is over with, Victor Wembanyama is coming to the U.S. for the NBA draft, where the San Antonio Spurs are expected to select him first overall. We've been talking about this for weeks, and now the draft is almost here.
1-1. This is lined in the right center field. A base hit for Eli Nunez to add to the lead.
Facing a must-win at the College World Series, the TCU Horned Frogs scored early versus 7th-ranked Virginia in the first inning, and they never trailed to keep their baseball season alive. We've got your highlights and the Horned Frogs' next opponent coming up.
We're new, but we want to learn more. Yeah.
That's right. That's the peak of being a dad, having jokes just to tell on the fly.
Yeah. On the fly.
On the fly! Cut it!
All right, it's Father's Day, so what better way to celebrate than with some dad jokes from local athletes and coaches? And yes, Steve Spriester has a few for you as well. From helping us fix things to being strong when needed, many of us owe a lot to our father. We've got jokes and some tear-making moments on the way. Plus, we go one-on-one with Joshua Franco ahead of his rematch in Japan. And will you go honking downtown if the Spurs draft Wemby Thursday night? That's our poll question coming up tonight on Instant Replay. If I could, I'd be out there honking.
Yeah, you don't have to take a poll. The answer is yes.
Yes.
Everybody who can will.
Well, then go vote, Courtney.
Okay, I'll go vote multiple times. All right, thanks, Larry. Still ahead on the Night Beat, watch your back when you're at the bank. What police in San Antonio are saying about a troubling crime trend across Texas.
And a trip to China. U.S. diplomat is there for the first time in 5 years. What Secretary of State Blinken is saying he's doing on his mission.
And a recall roundup, thousands of pounds of food and popular furniture items made the list. Find out which ones and why.
Watch your back at the ATM. That's the message from law enforcement. Criminals may be watching you from a distance and follow you to rob you. The night team's Patty Santos tells us it's happening in cities like Houston and Dallas. And this week it happened right here in San Antonio.
San Antonio police and area law enforcement are closely watching the trend known in other Texas cities as jugging.
Jugging itself is not an offense in the penal code, so we don't use that term. But jugging basically falls under robbery.
Here, jugging.
The Balcones Heights police chief says it's when thieves target specific victims.
On those particular incidents that we've seen, if they're focusing on banks or ATMs, when people are removing money from the financial institutions, they're either following them to a different location or somewhere that's a little bit more discreet.
It happened Wednesday when SAPD says a man was hit by a vehicle after leaving a Northwest Side bank with a bag full of money. Last month, New Braunfels police arrested 2 men accused of following the victim from a bank to a gas station. Police say the best defense is to stay alert and cautious.
If I see people just sitting in their vehicles, is it illegal to sit in their vehicles? It's not. But why are you sitting in your vehicle?
Theft, robberies, burglaries, those are all crimes of opportunity. So try not to give that suspect that opportunity to take advantage of you.
SAPD data shows theft by assaults reported between January and April are nearly the same year to year.
It can happen anywhere, anytime. Doesn't matter the place, doesn't matter the time of day. So you always have to be aware of your surroundings.
That was Patty Santos reporting. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is on a diplomatic trip to China right now aimed at strengthening means of communication between the two world powers. Blinken met with his Chinese counterpart and discussed a range of topics like the war in Ukraine, the future of Taiwan, and climate change. He's the first U.S. diplomat to visit China in 5 years. The visit comes on the heels of what the U.S. is calling provocations by China. Just weeks ago, a Chinese warship got dangerously close to an American destroyer in the Taiwan Strait. Then last month, a Chinese fighter jet flew in front of a U.S. plane.
Intense competition requires sustained diplomacy to ensure that competition does not veer into confrontation or conflict.
The trip was originally scheduled for February, but was postponed after the discovery of that suspected Chinese spy balloon flying over the U.S.
A man is dead, another in the hospital after a shooting at a Juneteenth concert in San Diego. Police say they were called to Liberty Station Park just before 7 local time there after a fight led to gunfire. Once they arrived, they saw dozens of people running from the venue and found a 20-year-old man that had been shot First responders performed life-saving measures all the way to the hospital, where he was then pronounced dead. The other victim was shot in the lower body and is expected to survive.
Well, we're getting a first look at the temporary structure workers are building at the site of last weekend's highway collapse in Philadelphia. Officials say this rendering is what repaired lanes will look like. Workers expect the roadway will take 2 weeks to build, and once completed, it will provide temporary travel lanes on I-95, which is the East Coast's major highway. The structure collapsed after a tanker truck carrying gas crashed and exploded under the highway. The driver, Nathan Moody, died in the crash. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is investigating a possible data breach related to an even broader attack of U.S. government agencies. Department of Agriculture officials say the data breach involved a contractor and it impacts a smaller group of workers. The federal government has already announced they're in contact with those affected and are providing support. Meanwhile, government officials blame Russian cyber criminals for the broader attack on U.S. agencies. Well, check your fridge and your freezer. 20 tons of sausage has been recalled.
In the latest recall roundup, 12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz tells us what may be in that sausage and why some popular chairs and couches can be dangerous.
Johnsonville is recalling 42,000 pounds of ready-to-eat sausage. It's the Better with Cheddar sausage. The USDA says it could contain strands of black plastic fibers. Here's what to look for. These are 14-ounce packages. The best buy date is July 11th, and the code is C35. Take it back or just throw it out. Furniture fire danger. Ashley Furniture is recalling 250,000 Party Time Power love seats, sofas, and recliners. 6 customers say the LED lighting in the cup holder caught fire. These were sold since late 2018. Contact Ashley and get it fixed. Before you hop on the bike, take a look. Bell Sports is recalling 15,000 helmets because they don't meet standards and may not protect from a head injury in a crash. This is the Giro Merit helmet made prior to this year. Get your money back. And parent alert, these plastic infant bath seats sold on Amazon are recalled. They're Top Glore Narskido seats. They have suction cups on the bottom but can tip over too easily. A big drowning danger for babies. The company is giving refunds.
Infant bath seats are super convenient, but they do have to meet federal standards. And a reminder, very young children have to be watched in the bathtub 100% of the time. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
All right, let's go back outside with live cam here tonight. It is still very muggy out there, and we have temperatures still in the upper 80s and low 90s. Feeling like the triple digits still in some spots. So yes, very hot, I guess you could still say, late tonight. And we know that it was hot out there earlier this afternoon with a high of 103. That's 10 degrees above the average of 93. But it was also warmer than average earlier this morning. We had an official low of 79. That's 6 degrees above the average there as well. And I think that similar temperature trend is going to continue moving forward into the work week. Again, upper 80s and low 90s across the board right now here in San Antonio. The next several mornings will feature those temperatures in the upper 70s near about 80 and more opportunities to climb into the triple digits. So we'll get you a look at that, plus a check-in at the tropics coming up in just a few, guys.
Thank you, Mia. See you in a bit. Straight ahead on the Nightbeat, changes in travel. This summer travel season is going to be very different from the last. What you need to know before you go, coming up.